Welcome to Politricks Watch. This is Sir P. Now, in yesterday's video, I spoke about the 87 by the name of Bobo Sparks. Now, this is an interesting case. Bobo Sparks is an experiment, or was an experiment, into what would happen if you took a 87 octane, give him the training of a JDF soldier. I mean, that sounds like your worst nightmare. That sounds like somebody who would do a lot of damage. We could talk about Bobo Sparks. If you're following the Klansman trial, C4 recently mentioned him. And after I clarify, right, the fact that Bobo Sparks still alive, and he wasn't the one, right, that lost his life that night. Because as I say, people from Spanish Town, I said them not understand what I'm reading at the papers. Right, because people know say that night, even though Bobo Sparks, Klansman didn't go for, it was another man ended up get killed. I said, you know what? Bobo Sparks need an entire video. Because enough time here people say, Sir, what gonna happen? Some of them you taking at the JNSC, what happen if them go say them I go turn 87, or what happen if them start training 87s? I mean, I was telling them, say, stop the foolishness. It's been done before. It's been tried before. Experienced members of the JDF have done it. I will tell you the results. And because I know say experienced members of the JDF do it, and I see what happen. Why I know say the idea that some JNSC youths are gonna like build this destructive army where police and JDF can't stop is complete nonsense. Before me going any further, I want to send a special Patreon birthday shout out to none other than Sean P. Right. Bro, happy birthday. Or as I'm saying, bless up on your urge strong. Right. You know, say you're tuning in, same way, you tune in every day. Long time supporter. Right, that we don't take that for granted. You know, as the movement get bigger and bigger, we see an influx of wagonists, some wishy-washy people, blow like the wind. One minute them over here so, next minute them over here so. Sean, from day one, always a support. Big up yourself, bro. As I say, truly appreciate. Right, long time supporter. You see, as long as there are certain people, as long as the backbone of the movement is solid, right, Vulture Squad, LIQ Association, KAJ, then people that can make organize them one. The foundation is solid. Right. We know the roots. Big up yourself, bro. Look at that, bro. Bobo Sparks. I want you to look on your screen. This was a news bulletin I put out for Bobo Sparks. Normally, when I list wanted man, you them list like 1 5 man, 1 10 man. Bobo Sparks got his own bulletin. As you can see on your screen, the police are also reporting that in the absence of Tesha Miller, who is still a person of interest, Akeem Jackson / Johnson, because at the time they never sure if a Jackson or Johnson name last name, otherwise known as Bobo Sparks, has been playing a lead role in a number of murders and shootings in the division. He is now listed as St. Catherine North's most wanted. Bobo Sparks is one of Tesha Miller's top 87s. You see, in the early days, when he did have the JJ Nakis, when he did have the Nevada Hadjis, and when he did have the Badas and them there, Tesha's side of clans was strong. Well, a matter of fact, there was just one clan. But as you know, all kind of divisions start down the road. But nevertheless, some man who did stay on Tesha's side, they start get flushed out. Sci-fi kill off a bag of them. But some of them were more valuable than others in terms of just how important it was to get rid of them. Bobo Sparks was on the top of that list. Touchy Road was also at the top of that list. Black man side of clans did one get out them Monday. Now you see Bobo Sparks, him did end up get selected, handpicked for a Klansman program. Tesha Miller was experimenting with making him JDF links them train his 87s. Now I know nowadays, right, you know, more and more look gimmick stories coming out surrounding the JDF, and you know, maybe some of the sheen that was on the JDF, maybe it kind of dulled down a little bit, just a little bit. But in a them time, yeah, Klansman only really feared the JDF and the local specialist police unit them. Right? But generally speaking, them never release the business about police like that because them could have just shoot up a police and do what them feel like. Same attitude the other man them have. Them all used to feel like the individual police units and the specialist units them. But they used to take the JDF very seriously. So much so that Tesha has actually recruited JDF personnel to carry out certain acts. If you've seen the Nevada Hodges video, you know what I'm doing. It was a JDF soldier that actually stopped Nevada Hodges. Black man is also a big fan of the JDF. So much so that even him have B87, right, him have enough killers on him, his bodyguard was actually member of the JDF, keep up with the trial. So Tesha experimented with the idea that what if you could just train at 87 to be like a soldier. They would handpick various 87s who them think have the qualities, right? And then Tesha JDF links them with training. Now here's the thing. These rogue soldiers protected themselves well because them know say the system, if man get catch, then man go talk and them done for. So enough people in the system, as in the 87s them, know the actual soldier them. All the man them will get sent to train with them. The average 87 only hear about this soldier link, but then they know him. Bobo Sparks actually know one of these soldiers. He was trained by one of them. Bobo Sparks was also a protege of Nevada Hodges. He idolized Nevada Hodges. When I say idolize, I mean exactly right. People just throw in the word, I mean idolize. He would tell people him want be like Nevada Hodges. The ratings that Hodges have in the streets, the bad man ratings, Bobo Sparks wanted that. I'm telling you about culture. Him see say the rest of the gunmen them who were killers themselves look up to Hodges. Want be like Hodges. I'm telling you about this tradition of youths coming up and looking up in the community and looking up around them and see other bad man and want be like bad man. Remember, even Hodges had film idol, James Hines. Hodges looked up to James Hines. So, Hodges was the one who really bring Bobo Sparks into the badness initially. Right? Everywhere Hodges in the back eye. Hodges would show him film little skills them, film little things them. Hodges was obsessed with the bush. Right? Remember, if you've seen the video, Nevada Hodges is very similar to Precky Boy. In the sense that, right, their natural habitat was in the bush, living bush life. This is why I said people like Precky Boy, very few 87s. In all the time I've been doing this, there are very few 87s who, right, I can tell you, in another life would have served well in the JDF. Very few. One of them is Precky Boy. In another life, he would have been a very good JDF soldier. Possibly special ops. Nevada Hodges is one of them. 87s who excel in the bush, in the misery, in the mud, who don't need, right, if you go link them kerosene every minute and go link down the road and go party every minute, those 87s are the worst to deal with. That's why it was so hard to catch Hodges and Precky Boy. So Bobo Sparks, being one of Hodges' protege, in theory, is like another Hodges, right, was deemed as a worthy successor. Plus, now he might get JDF training on top of it. A JDF soldier actually taught Bobo Sparks the fundamentals, the basics of marksmanship, how to be a rifleman, and all of that. He basically teach Bobo Sparks what him know. Let me explain something to you. You can go up on YouTube and search how to do this, how to fire this, how to shoot this, how to run fast, how to jump high. You can search what you want to search and hear what you want to hear. The same way Usain Bolt, Shelly and Fraser, right, Elaine Thompson, Hera, can't just teach anybody to go run fast. A big component of being a soldier or anything else is innate ability, talent, the mental side of it, and then the physical side of it. The physical part is the easiest thing to train. Teaching a man the basics of shooting and doing this and doing that, that's the easiest part. Making that man do it when a time, right, for the rubber meet the road is a completely different story. Bobo Sparks, already being a top killer, so it wasn't like, into that trial thing. He was already a big 87, one of Tesha's most dangerous 87s, right up there with the rest of them. So taking life was nothing to him, but no, he was supposed to be a super 87 with JDF skills. One of these operations where he was supposed to demonstrate this was an attack on Lariston. Bobo Sparks led a team, right, to go invade Lariston. He was supposed to make people drop like fly. See, Bobo Sparks, just like sci-fi, just like Hodges, whenever you see him, M16 and a Matic. Always have two weapons. He was that senior. Matic in them waist, rifle in hand, or rifle slung across his back, Matic in a hand, same profile. When a time to invade Lariston, them catch the whole Lariston off guard because the bad now expect say, I'm going to launch an attack like that. Shot a fly like junk in the sky. People are run up and down, and matter of fact, the only real resistance they got was from a 87 where they're on trial now. Right? Well, two of them really, but the main one was some youth named Biggs. He's currently on trial now. He was the main one who did us dead, right? And it happened to strap when time Bobo Sparks them invade. People were expecting complete disaster. Remember, Bobo Sparks was supposed to be this super 87 trained by the JDF and Nevada Hodges, indestructible, right? Like some kind of 87 John Wick. Guess what happened? Bobo Sparks and his motley crew of 87s, the man them shot up every car, right, on the street. No wind on the left, no backlight on the left, no tire on the left. Right. Bobo Sparks them shot everything except Smaddy. The man them changed magazine multiple times and shot up everything them can see except an actual person. Not even a dog was harmed in the making of this film. Not even a dog. The operation was a complete failure. Bobo Sparks was supposed to lead a team with his quote-unquote JDF training, right? And they were supposed to go in there, go mash up Lariston, let much people take too much life, and send a strong signal that the elite team of 87s were now in operation. Bobo Sparks, when it was time to commence, and when the shooting to start, he defaulted to what he actually was, an 87 octane. See, you can put on the uniform, you can dress up in a helmet and dress up in the way you want to wear, carry a rifle, but when a time for the action start, people default to what they truly are. Just like where you can give 100 men, right, or 100 different men, 100 rifles, and then you send each of them to the same situation with the same training, and you go find say 30 are going to react like this, 30 are going to react like that, 30 react like that, and 10 react like that. People default, right, to their true nature when the smoke start to get too thick and the fire start to gash. Bobo Sparks was at 87. Even with all the training, when him going to Lariston, what him start do? Be a wild shot. All the training go right through the window. That's what he knew. Those were his basic instincts. The training couldn't overcome that. As I say, most of it is innate. You see, what people don't tell you is that whether it be track and field, whether it be to become a soldier, whether it become an electrician, people who excel in these fields, most of it is innate. It's already inside of them. A good sergeant major will tell you that they don't create soldiers, they develop them. People turn up first day of training with already, right, the things inside of them that would make them a good soldier, and then the sergeant, and the training staff and all them people, them develop the recruit in to become a soldier. Nobody don't create soldiers out of thin air. You can try, but you're gonna end up with a Bobo Sparks situation. Just like how the best track coaches in the world can't just take anybody and make them run 100 meters in 10.5 or 9.9. If them tell you that, I lie them I tell. Everybody would do it. Most of it is innate. It's there and you develop on it. Bobo Sparks' experiment failed. But don't get me wrong, Bobo Sparks was one of the most dangerous 87s, right, in a Tesha system. A complete menace. So much so that Black man personally wanted to kill him. And when C4 made that statement in his testimony, people that messaged me and I said, "Sure, opinion Black man are done and him shoot people too." Remember, Black man wasn't always a done. At one point, Black man was at 87. You know, when Black man separated himself from the other 87s, the Douglas Chambers killing. Let me explain to you how things work in a bad man world. You see, poor people who we know are the majority of the victims for gangs. If a 87 shoot 10, 15 poor people along the road, and the next 87 kill 2, 3 high profile people, in a film world, them high profile killing there is worth like 10 ordinary poor people, as sad as it sounds. Douglas Chambers' hit was so major, it elevated Black man to a completely different level. Even over 87s who did put in more quote unquote work than him. Remember, say they have whole heap more man who kill whole heap more people than Black man. But you can train 87s for play a soldier all you want until them buck up in a real soldiers. And the same apply for any profession really, you know. Right? Whatever you do, let's say for example, you're a surgeon. You could probably teach me the basics of surgery and show me, alright, when this happen, that happen, and when the patient did this, you have to do that. You could probably teach me. But push come to shove, runs a fire, I'm on the pan ground, right? Need stitches, you probably run gone left him and gone knife firefight. Right? Don't wish about the action there, and you're like, bro, I'm telling you stuff is stitch up the man, but that's not innate to me. Experienced members of the security forces, JSF and JDF going rogue is the real problem here, not failed JNSC soldiers. Quote unquote soldiers. And sometimes, every now and then some of these young youths from JNSC link me, I'm going to tell them, you sure you really want to do this? Because no youth want to join the military just to wear a uniform and pose. Right? Things that I see now ball about on social media, I don't think I'm going to cut out for that life. Right? If them think that break on now, we now can deal with the adversity that come with being a soldier. There's a reason why in training them try to break it down. It's not because them hate you. It's because in the real world, they're going to be 10 times worse. And in the real world, 87, precky boy not going to stop because your foot hurt you. Precky boy now go tell you, say, oh, you not eat? You not eat 3 hours? Oh, alright, have something to eat. No, I'm going to sit down and wait for you. Have something to eat. Because your belly hurt you. Yeah man, take your time. And that's how it works. Right. Security forces, JCF, JDF, is a certain type of youth to go in night. Go in night, just wear uniform and pose and take picture, put on TikTok. And joke them and joke out the thing. Anyway. Patreon squad, big up himself. Yeah, you don't know. Whole life. Ultra squad, stay circling. Bless.